So again, my phone memory cut out because, of course, Apple's stupid situation where you can have 2 gigs free in your phone and it says it runs out of storage. Don't buy a phone with low storage. I wish I understood it, but I don't. Anyway, so as I was saying, I was perfectly prepared to complain about the bracelet, especially the clasp because it's so thick, and to try to get a thinner clasp put in here without the diver extension, but it turns out I actually really like the diver extension and it works. So I'm going to keep it. Other thing I like, one of the things I think I used to complain about is also the round topped markers. One of the things I complained about not being transferred over from the old design, if you look at the markers on this watch, if you look at the top surfaces of them, they're absolutely flat. It's a big sort of thing for that time, and not only that, these are circular brushed, which is cool, but they're nice and flat. Here's another example. This is a Citizen from 1968. And again, you can see the tops of the markers are just absolutely flat. Just flat as a board, razor sharp edges. A real marker of that time period. And these Seiko's dials, they're a little blobbier, but I find in wearing them, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal for me. I used to really complain about it mentally, but it's not that bad. And one of the reasons it's not that bad is because Seiko did really well with the lume color. I'm very pleased with the light antiqued tan that they chose. I think it's very pleasant looking. They did the same thing when they came up with the SUN. This sort of slightly tan lume. It's sort of the fashion now with the sort of patinaed lume, false patinaed lume, but I think it's pretty neat. The only thing about the bracelet else besides the bracelet that people complain about is the overall weight of the whole thing. I mean, this is a pretty substantial piece. And so I've got here, so let's do it I'm not sure how to do this in a way that we can see it. We go, well, let's see, we're going to go ounces. No, let's not use freedom units. Let's go to grams. Grams, wait, milliliters, fluid ounces, grams. There we go. So here we go. $205 grams. Okay, and this thing feels pretty heavy to me. Now, a much more reasonable weight, this is a 754-8 7009 on the original Z199 bracelet. This is a near NOS example. I think this has the perfect size and weight. Look, it's not even half. 127. Whatever, it's 2/3 the weight of this. This is pretty serious, but this is dealable. It's fine. Versus this monster, SUN019 on the bracelet. I never actually wear this on the bracelet. I wear it on rubber. I have to because it's so much a manacle. 238. It's an amazing though. The combination of this being slightly more heavy and being this much bigger, it's so much bigger. This thing, I just can't wear it. I mean, it's a beautiful watch. I wish it was like a quarter. I wish it was like 15 to 20% smaller. I wish it was just like this, smaller. I mean, it's such a beautiful watch, but 237 grams, 206 grams, 130 grams, and this is just, it's so pleasant to wear. It's so pleasant. And this, of course, doesn't have a bracelet with it, so let's just drop this on here and pretend that's the bracelet that goes with it. 160 grams. Again, much more comfortable, much more wearable. But the fashion now is for big, heavy watches. But this is, I think it's wearable. And it's an elegant enough setup that it looks nice. It's dressy enough that it works. And it's not one to really fit under a cuff, but like I'm wearing suits anyway. I think it's nice. Overall, I think it's, it's one of these things that I think they're a good watch. I think they have held their place in line. I think 17 years of production, they're still sought after. People still talk about them a lot online, Instagram. If you can pick one up, don't buy one new. I wouldn't, unless you really want one new and you have the money to burn. I would buy one a few years old with a bit of depreciation on it and wear it with pride. I think that's what I did here, and I'm happy with my purchase. I'm happy with my purchase. It's a good watch, and I even like this clasp. The things that I used to complain about mentally, the dial text and the rounded markers and the sort of the burliness of it, they're relatively minor to the overall feel of quality. And we can tell that 4 years on, it's still running quite decently. Doesn't yet need service. So, worth it. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will answer. Thank you.